Let's check in now with Tim Biggam of Delta Derivatives for some trader talk. Tim, what do you think here?
We're seeing a little recovery in stocks over the past several days. That might continue, and I think a lot of the fears are overblown personally. So I think once we can get through this kind of uncertain patch, I think it'll be back to normal trading, which will be a good thing for everyone.
When you say fears are overblown, exactly what do you mean by that, Tim?
Yeah, take a look at, for example, the VIX is the classic fear measure. That was approaching the highs we saw, back on the, kind of COVID crisis lows almost, maybe not at quite that level, but nearing that. So that is starting to ebb out as well. And we're starting to see the big money managers put a little more money to work here. So that's another sign as well. So fear kind of makes, obviously, the liquidity dry up and option prices get expensive. As they're paying for protection. We're seeing both of those sort of ebb here. So I think once we kind of get a little more certainty, we'll be kind of back to normal trading, which again will be a great thing.
Tim, it is a Fed day. What's your expectation?
Yeah, I think this will be probably one of the least listened to Fed announcements, even before the election kind of stamping on it. The Fed's pretty much on, autopilot, I think, until further notice here. They'll jawbone that the economy is doing good, but we're not going to raise rates. That's kind of the mantra, at least for the next 6 to 9 months for sure. So I think the Fed is less important overall, and especially this election week, it'll kind of be a non-event for sure.
Before you take off, Tim, any unusual trading going on?
Yeah, we've been watching actually some of the electric car makers out of China, especially NIO and LI Auto, both get big repeat major call buying out there. So we're tagging along with it our usual way, which is to buy the stock and then sell these very expensive calls. The implied volatility is just through the roof on these. So these options are super expensive. We prefer to take a similar position by buying the stock, hedging by selling these very expensive options, look for that implied volatility to kind of disappear, and then have a nice trade on, following along bullishly with that call buying out there.
Always a pleasure. Thank you, Tim.
You bet. Anytime, Ange. Take care.
For more Business First AM, check us out on social media. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And go to businessfirstam.com for where to see our show on TV.